It's your boy Cam again. So I wanted to do my own video in response to Genesel's video, which was my first experience meeting an American fiance. I'll go ahead and tag that video in the description below, and also at the end of the video I'll have a link to that. So we have been talking, and stick around for the whole video. This is a pretty funny story. Maybe you guys can relate to it also. So we've been talking online for about 3 weeks, and talking about maybe meeting and what kind of things we want in life and things like this. It was a dating app online, and she was telling me she got advice from another Filipino that she worked for. They said, you shouldn't date Filipinos, you should date Americans, and they will give you more security or maybe opportunities for a different future and things like this. And so she had never dated anyone before, and she had someone that she trusted who was telling her, you should try dating an American. And so on my end, actually, I had just gotten a divorce. And so I was like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't want to be serious, But I was going back to the Philippines and, by myself. I didn't want to spend so much time alone. I wanted someone to talk to. So I was online and I was talking to her for probably about 3 weeks, and she was trying to get me to be serious. She's like, I don't want, someone who's just messing around, or I don't want someone, who's not ready for marriage. And I'm like, okay, look, I'm really kind of messed up right now. I need you to understand that. And it's a very difficult time for me. I'm just very honest that I can't do that. I can't offer that to you. So actually, she just stopped talking to me, and I didn't hear from her for quite a while. And by the way, before I forget, subscribe to our videos. It helps our family channel out. We're gonna have a lot of great content in the future. She's gonna move to the United States, and we're gonna have a great life there. We're building a dream house, and check those videos out on our house on our channel also. So anyways, it was a while that I hadn't talked to her, and I was like, well, that's too bad. I thought she was a really cool, interesting person I wanted to get to know. But I told her, I said, I just want to kind of start out as friends. I'm not ready for a relationship. I can't promise you anything. I just want someone to spend time with and talk to and get to know, and just be more like a friend starting out. And so anyway, she come out of nowhere again after being gone for a couple weeks. And she comes back and she's asking the same questions again. Tell me about yourself. Tell me why you don't want a relationship. And keeps kind of going on about, I want to understand why you can't be serious and whatever. And so I told her again, and I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you, promise something I can't do, or tell you I want to be serious when I know I'm not going to be, just so we'll meet. And I told her I really just want a friend and somebody that maybe it'll grow from there, but I don't want to promise anything. I want to under promise and over deliver. And I'm like, I'm not ready for that. So anyway, she's kind of wish-washy again, and I feel like she's gonna stop talking to me, and I'm just like, let's just meet for let's go get something to eat. No commitment, no, don't overthink this like we have to include marriage into this dinner or meal or whatever. Let's just hang out. I'll pay for it. Don't worry. Let's just get something to eat, and let's just talk. No expectations, no whatever. And finally, she agreed, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good. And so we agreed to meet at McDonald's, and this was years ago now, many years ago. And so let's meet at McDonald's. And she says, okay, fine. So then she was late. And this is advice for all the other Filipinas out there, don't be late. But I'm sitting there at McDonald's, and she's messaging me saying I'm not going to make it on time. And I'm like, okay, well, how long do you think? And she's like, oh, not that long. I'm on my way. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what, 20, 30 minutes? She goes, yeah, something like that. That's fine. And I was like, okay, no worries. So I sit down, and I'm at McDonald's, and I'm in front of the door where it's got a lot of windows. You can see from the outside. So I'm sitting in front of the door, and it's been about half an hour, and I messaged her, and I'm like, are you close now? Where you at? And she's like, oh, it's traffic, and she's making excuses. And I'm like, how long do you think? She's like, probably another 20 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, no worries, it's fine. And 20 minutes goes by, and I'm again, are you close? Where are you at? And she keeps coming up with more and more excuses. And she's like, oh, I'm connecting on a jeepney and I can't find another connection. Sorry, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh, it's fine, no big deal. It's like an hour and a half or something at this point. I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry though. I'm just going to get a snack. And so I'm getting something to eat. But the whole time, there's a little park in front of McDonald's, and she's sitting at the park and she's staring at me the whole time. Um, and she's messaging me saying, oh, I'm coming. But she's staring at me the whole time. And I think we were meeting, my memory says like 4 o'clock or something like this. And this went on for hours, and it gets dark at like 6, and now it's dark. And so she just keeps stringing me along, another 20 minutes, another 20 minutes. And now it's like 3, 4 hours. And I'm like, look, if you're really not coming, just tell me, it's fine. We'll reschedule or something. She's like, no, I'm coming. I'm really there. I'm close. And she keeps doing this. And I think it was about 4 or 5 hours. It's my memory. I think she says 5 or 6. I think it was 4 or 5 hours. Finally, she shows up, and I'm like, there you are. You're real. I was expecting a catfish or something like this. Old picture, a catfish, a different person, some, you know, different situation. And I'm like, well, I don't know what in the world took you so long, but you're here and you're real and you're who you say you are. So I'm happy. And I can tell she's like super shy, and her English is not so good, and she's super shy. And so I'm talking to her, and she just doesn't know what to say or, how to act. And I'm like, just relax, just let's just talk just like we do online, and just get to know each other and talk. And then eventually, I think it was maybe like an hour or something like that, we talked. And then she says basically, yeah, I think maybe I should get going. And I was like, okay, well, um, you want me to take you home? Because it's like kind of like Detroit or Chicago or something like this. It's a big city, but it's dangerous at night, especially if you're on a jeepney or something like this. You're public transportation, you're waiting outside, or it drops you off and you got a distance to walk and it's dark. So I said, how far do you live away? And she's like, oh, it's like maybe a 15-minute jeepney ride or something if I can get a jeepney. And I said, well, how about by motorcycle? I have a motorcycle. And she says, oh, this is really close. And I was like, 5 minutes? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, I can take you home. It'd be quicker and you're more safe. And she's like, okay. And then I'm starting to go that way. And I'm like, gosh, this girl was so hard to get to see and everything. And you know, if I go to meet her again and she's not comfortable meeting me, it's going to be another big deal of trying to get her to meet another 5 hours. So I was like, I want to spend more time with her. And so I was like, well, my place is like 5 minutes away. I'm like, you want to check out my place? And she's kind of like, and she's like, okay. And so that's how I remember it. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just go take a look at it, and you can see where I live, and what my how I live and everything. And my place is also like 5 minutes away because it's really close. So I figured it's not a big deal. So went to my place, and she's like in shock because it's a big complex, a lot of guards and stuff. And I'm like, see, it's very safe here. There's nothing to worry about. And then she looks at my room and immediately goes in the bathroom. And then after about 10 minutes, I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just give me a little bit. And keeps going on. And it's kind of like when she met me. It's just like more and more excuses. And after a while, I'm like, you need anything? You all right? Are you coming out? And then after this is almost an hour, I was like, all right. I was like, come on out. Everything's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. And I had to assure her, I'm like, everything's just like I said. I'm the same thing I said too. My situation, everything I told you is real, and we're just gonna hang out. We're talking as friends. There's no need to be afraid. If you want to go home, I can take you home. just relax. So that's pretty much my version of the story. So check out her video also. I'll put links at the description at the end of the video for her version. And then in the future, we'll have a lot of great content, especially traveling around America. We're going to go to concerts, and you can see our family life and what it's like to live in a great place in America. And thank you very much for watching our video.